This morning, 10 American missionaries are in jail in Haiti. They were arrested for child trafficking when they tried to take 33 Haitian children out of the country without proper authorization. The 5 men and 5 women belong to the Idaho-based charity New Life Children's Refuge. They are denying they've done anything wrong. Our Carl Penhall was able to speak with them. He's live in Port-au-Prince, Haiti for us this morning. What is their side of the story this morning, Carl?
Well, I just want to show you what's going on behind me right now. It's suddenly become very noisy. Before I tell you about the 10 Americans, this is the second day of a new United Nations food distribution program. In fact, there's 42 tons of rice being given out just around the corner. So we have literally hundreds of women armed with a new coupon that's been given them, and they're hoping to get a 25-kilo bag, about a 50-pound bag of rice. That, as I say, part of a new UN food distribution program they hope will make food aid a little bit calmer, a little bit more fair, not just the survival of the fittest. Back to those Americans, they've spent another night in jail. They, as we have said, 10 American Baptists, they're accused of child trafficking after they tried to take 33 Haitian babies and children out of the country. None of those children had passports, none had documentation, and this has suddenly become a very complex situation for those Americans.
They say they were answering Jesus' call. Now these American Baptists stand accused of trafficking 33 Haitian babies and children. The Americans deny the charges and say they believe the kids were orphaned or abandoned. But some were not orphans at all and were crying to go home to their parents, Haitian authorities and aid workers say. Haitian police allowed the Americans out of their jail cells to talk to CNN.
And we believe that we've been charged very falsely with trafficking, which of course that is the furthest possible extreme, because I mean our hearts here, we literally all gave up, you know, everything we had to be, income and used of our own funds to come here to help these children.
God is the one who called us to come here, and we just really believe that this was his purpose.
Team leader Salsby admitted the children had no documents, no passports, nor official permission to leave.
They really didn't have any paperwork, and this is again probably a misunderstanding on my part, but that I did not understand that would really need to be required.
The children between 2 months and 12 years old are being temporarily housed here at SOS Children's Village, run by an Austrian charity in Port-au-Prince. Spokesman Georg Vilait said initial investigations show at least 10 of the youngsters had at least one surviving parent. He's now responsible for trying to reunite the families.
Some of them for sure are not orphans, because immediately as she arrived here, an elder girl, she might be 9 years old, was crying loud, "I'm not an orphan, I do have my parents, please call my parents."
We met 10-year-old Benatine Poulimet. She'd been on the Baptist's bus and was clearly frightened. She gave us the phone number of her mum, Adrienne Poulimet. In a brief conversation, the woman said she'd agreed to hand over her only daughter to the Americans and said she believed her child would be schooled and be well cared for. I said I wanted to get out of the bus, but they told me I had to stay. I was crying. I said I wanted to go to my mum, she says. At least 10 of the children have either a mother or a father, and they have the phone numbers of their mothers and fathers.
Okay. I can tell you our heart and our intent was to help only those children that needed us most, that they had lost either both mother and father, or had lost one of their parents, and the other parent had abandoned them.
Now, I was talking to the Haitian Prime Minister about the Americans' case. He said he would fully investigate. He also opened the door to a possible extradition of the Americans back to the United States to face trial. But he said on the basis of the evidence he has so far, he believes that this is a case of kidnapping. Kieran, John?
Wow, all right. Carl Penhall for us this morning. We're going to be speaking a little bit later to the pastor of the church that those members were part of and get his side of the story as well this morning. Carl, thank you.
This morning, a critical lifeline is being restored for injured Haitians in need of medical treatment in the United States. The White House announcing that medevac flights will resume today. The airlifts were suspended on Wednesday after Florida's governor asked for federal funds and expressed concern that the state's hospitals were running out of room.
I wrote a letter to Secretary Sebelius expressing that federal assistance would be helpful to us, and if we could share that with some of our sister states, it would make a big difference. Obviously, because of Florida's proximity to Haiti, we've really borne the brunt of it, but we're happy to continue.
A White House spokesman says the administration has been reassured that there is adequate capacity in the U.S. healthcare system to accommodate all of the injured Haitians.
Welcome back to the Most News in the Morning. 9.5 minutes past the hour now. It may have just been a well-intentioned but misguided attempt to save some children in Haiti. The Haitian government, though, suspects that 10 American missionaries were doing something illegal when they tried to take 33 children out of the country. Those 10 were arrested and could be charged with child trafficking. They're members of the Idaho-based New Life Children's Refuge, and Reverend Clint Henry is senior pastor at the Central Valley Baptist Church in Meridian, Idaho, and he joins us now with more. Reverend, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the intention was for those 10 members as they were trying to get these children out of Haiti to the Dominican Republic?
Okay. Yes, the intention was to simply go down and try to be an aid in ministering to children that we believed were orphans who needed a place to be sheltered and taken care of as a result of the earthquake. It had been the intention of our church to partner with the construction of a new orphanage in the Dominican Republic, and at the time of the earthquake, the decision was made that perhaps we could house children in a temporary site so that we could try to help in that grave situation there in Port-au-Prince. So our intent in going in there was simply to try to assist the great need of that city.
Instead, now the Haitian Prime Minister is accusing the group of actually kidnapping the children. He called it, quote, illegal trafficking of children. What is your response to those pretty grave accusations?
Well, all I really could say is that I'm just in a state of shock myself. Our understanding on Friday night when I last talked with our team is that they were at the border and they had been told that they just needed one more document. And so I understood that at least one member of our team was going to go back on Saturday to get that document. And then the next thing that I hear, they've been detained and charged with trafficking children, which absolutely is not what was taking place.
Yeah, and actually one of our CNN reporters, Carl Penhall, was there. He had a chance to actually talk to the 10 members and as well as to some of the children. And he says that the investigation showed at least 10 of the youngsters had at least one surviving parent. And one of the young girls said that she did not want to go, although later after he reached her mother said, go ahead and go because I think you can get a better life and an education. But the bottom line is in some of these cases, it appears they weren't orphans.
I have no knowledge about that. I'm just as surprised as anybody else.
What is the next step right now? As we understand it, the 10 members are supposed to appear in the Haitian courts. As we know right now, the infrastructure badly damaged and a lot hangs in the balance right now. What is their future?
Well, I'm uncertain as to all the details involving that. You are correct that they are going to be in front of a judge today, sometime I think around 1 o'clock or later down there in Port-au-Prince. So our prayers are with the team that things will be cleared up. It certainly is not our intent to traffic children. Those would not be charges that would indicate anything at all about what was going on. We simply were trying to help an orphanage that needed our assistance.
You know, sometimes the best of intentions end up not being the best situation. And in this case, many concerned about the situation in Haiti saying, look, you can't just take children out of the country, whether you're trying to help or not. In these situations, you have to have a legal framework. You have to adopt kids, especially in the wake of a crisis right now. Was there any concern or talk going in to Haiti about making sure all the ducks were in a row before children were taken from the country?
We did a lot of talking about that, and my understanding as our church tried to partner with the ministry that was being executed there is that we were going to do things right. And as I understood from what communications I had during the week, our team was working to have all the right kind of documentation. So I think they were as surprised as I was to learn that they were still lacking something when they actually were at the border on Friday night.
Do you understand the concerns about child trafficking, especially in Haiti right now? They're afraid that because so many parents were lost, in some cases people were buried in mass graves, they may not be able to find the parents. It creates a really vulnerable situation for some of the already most vulnerable children in the world.
Well, the only